friends, it's Jennifer from the patio. I'm coming to you today with the second week of Wanderlust Wednesdays. So last week I created this folio, and I'll put the link to last week's video in the description. So last week what I did is I created this folio, and then I went through my atlas and picked out my paper, and of course I picked something that was from Texas because that's where I'm from. And I think where we left off last week was I still had the back to do. And so I went ahead and just took one of the pieces. I decorated this back portion just a little bit with just some script writing and just some stenciling. And then I did a little bit of stamping with some stamps that have to do with traveling. And then I've made this into a pocket. And I had gone to the library just to check out their free books, because the libraries in my area, they have a Friends of the Library. It's a group that sells books and things and make, for money so that they can use it for, whatever, I guess nonprofit things. But anyway, so I was there and I wanted to show you the two books that I got to snag. And if you see here, this F that's on the top of the book, it means free. So there were actually 3 travel journals, well, not journals, but travel books that were there, and I only took 2 because I didn't want to be greedy. I think I told y'all that last week. So this one's called The Window Seat, Reading the Landscape from the Air, but I loved it because the pages were, rounded. I also love this cover, and I'm thinking I may use a portion of it for this particular journal. But anyway, it's a free book, and so you can go in, and there's all kinds of pictures. Now, this is a glossy finish, so I would have to rough it up a little bit in order to use it, because I'm not a big glossy kind of girl, but we can put gesso on it and other things and still be able to use it. So anyway, there's that one. I just wanted to show you. And then this one was called The Roadside Geology of Utah. And so it's just, pages and stuff and the geology in Utah. I thought that was cool because it has maps and, terrains and different things. So anyway, just keep an eye out when you go to your local library. There's probably about 5 in my area that I frequent, and I'll go around, when I'm thrifting and just see what they have on the free, or even just go inside and go to the Friends of the Family and see what they have, because their prices are very reasonable. And a lot of their books they're just getting rid of because they're tattered and worn, and so they're just going to go in the landfill, and I hate that, so I'd rather repurpose them. So anyway, while I was looking through one of those books, I found this. And so it's an old boarding pass, and I thought, I'm going to, put something on the back and use it. I might need to take that. It's old, so I don't even, this person's name is on there, but it doesn't matter. I don't, Okay, so anyway, here's what we're going to do today. I have everything done. As far as this is just the bare bones. I'm going to put a journal in here. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put one of these really cute, and I think I'm going, let me bring these up so you can see them. Let me do it this way. This is just a basic crisscross, like a basket pattern. This one has, it looks like I don't know, just like little scrolls on it. This one's a flower, this is flowers, and then this is just a pattern. But I love this one, and they're just brads, but they're really, really industrious. Look at that. They're very sturdy, and so I'm going to use that as my closure. I was going to do just put like a grommet in and then do a tie, but I think I'm going to put this in and lift it up just a hair so that I can get some twine underneath it to keep this closed. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to put some hinges, and that's what we're going to do right now. is we are going to put some hinges here and here, and I'm going to make some cards to have like some little pop-ups. So basically that's what we're going to do, is we're going to make some pop-ups. So the best way to do it is to use some sturdy type of cardstock of some sort. And so, you don't need a whole big piece. I think I'm just going to do my strips at like 4 by 1.5. That's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to put a hinge here and a hinge here, and just to give it some kind of a fun little pop-up element. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to get out Mr. Tim, and I'm going to cut this at 1.5 because we know that this is 8.5. So I'll be able to get 2 out of this for the 4, and that's all I need. I don't think I need more than that. So I'm just going to do 2, and then I'm going to do this at 4. So we're going to do 1 at 4, and then I'm going to turn it just because I like that straight edge on the outside. Okay, so we have both of those, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score them because they are going to be hinges, and so I want them to bend and go with the bending of the page. So let me get out my trusted tool here, and we're going to lay it on the long 4 side, and then we're just going to score it every inch. We're going to do 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch. So that's all you're going to do on both of them. So if you've ever, have you ever made a hinge? If not, this is really cool. You can make them however long and however wide. It just depends on what card or whatever element that you're going to put on top of it. So I'm laying it on the 4, and I'm scoring it 1, 2, and 3. And then that's all we're going to use the scoreboard for. So then what I'm going to do is I kind of want a decorative element on the end. And so I'm going to use, which is another reason why I picked 1.5. I have this punch, and it does 1.5, 2, and 2.5, and it does this really cool little tag on the end with a hole. But I thought it would be cool to have that as my end of my hinge, because that's kind of what a hinge looks like, right? Okay, so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to do the same with the other. And then we'll get rid of all these little goodies. I like to keep the dots because I throw them in a container, and then that way if I want to use them for confetti later or something in a like a little shaker box or something, I have it. Okay, so I didn't want to score really too hard on this. So the middle one, we always bend into the hill, not in the valley, but we bend to the hill. So I'm going to bend it that way. And then I'm going to bend these two like this. And so that is going to be our hinge. First, what we need to do is we definitely need to ink, because if I'm putting it in today, I need to have it inked. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I picked the craft paper. I could have picked something a little bit less sturdy, but I really wanted to have just a little bit of robustness. And I kind of want to have these creased. These just a hair in there, in that little crease. So I am just moving along on this little journal so that we can, make some other pieces. We want to fold into the heel. So we got that. And then these, we're just going to have to do it because I scored them both on the same side. So, but these are going to go up, and this one's going to go like this. Okay, so let me show you how to attach it to the journal. So what I want to do is I want to have it here, right here. So what you're going to do is wherever you want your hinge, you want the center of your hinge that folds up in a valley like this. You want that to measure up to your fold on your paper, whatever you're attaching it to. So it's going to be this fold to that one. And then basically you're just going to glue the ends down. So I'm going to use Mr. Art because I need it to be sturdy and quick drying. And so I'm going to just put this on here on both sides. So we're just going to load it up. And this is a fun element to put in just about anything. Okay, so I'm going to go about an inch down. And I can't see, but I'm thinking that it's like right there. And then make sure that it's right. And then I'm just going to hold that down. And then what you'll see is when I go like this, it's going to close just nicely. And see? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a card here so that when I open it up, it's going to be on top of that hinge. And so when I close it, it'll close down. That's why I'm trying to keep them down in this area so that I can put a decent size little card. I think I'm just going to do some little sentiments on some cardstock and like, you know, let the adventure begin. And I think I have a couple of them. I have Wanderlust, then I have this with the car in the mountains, and then I have Adventure Awaits. And so I think we're going to use Wanderlust because that's what this new little project we're doing on Wednesdays is called, is Wanderlust Wednesday. And, oh, I've got to do the other one. Hello. I'm just over here just talking. You know me. Okay, so we got to get some stuff done in here. I was going to time it, but my Fitbit ran out of battery, so I had to go. Okay, I'm going to put this here, and I'm thinking that this is about an inch. And then I'm just going to put it down just like this. And this is bowing just a little bit, but I'm going to be honest, I think it's okay. Because whenever I put my journal in and it starts to bulk up a little bit, it needs to kind of bow around the guts or the innards. So I'm okay with it bowing a little bit. And that's strictly because I used UHU glue, stick glue, to glue all the pages down. So there we go. That's going to be our hinge. So I'm just going to press that down and get that good. Okay, so that is nice and pressed down. I was going to get my bone folder. Here it is. And just to make sure that that lays down. Okay, so there it goes like that. And once this starts closing and we get, I mean, it's popping up right now, but it's going to be fine. It's, you know, I've done hinges before and they're fine. So, okay, so we have that done. And I can always put some Velcro on the corners if I need to. And I'm okay to do that too. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just want to put like a little pop-up, just something right here so that whenever I open it, it's just like a little card. But then when I close it, it'll close with it. So I really love this saying, let the adventure begin. And I want to do Wanderlust. So let's do that. So we can use the same cardstock as this. That way it all matches because I wanted to do it so it matched. And I have some little, I think somewhere I have some little Brad stickers that I may put here. So I'm not worried about that anyway. I think it's decorative enough with the edge. And so I'm not really worried about that. Okay, so let's stamp on here first. And then we'll cut a square out around it. How about that? sounds good to me. And you know what? I think I'm going to do brown, not black, because I think brown on the craft paper, even though it's difficult, and we'll look and see what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure that I like that a lot. Make sure, I have to turn it to make sure I have some really good. I'm looking to make sure I'm on too, because last time I did that, when it wasn't videoing, and I'm like, I don't want that to happen again. Okay, so I'm just going to press hard. Hold it down for just a good second. And lift up. I like it. I think I like the brown, and I'm okay with that. And it's a little wonky, but that's okay too. We're not here for perfection, right? We're just here to craft and have a good time. Okay, and then Wanderlust. I really like this. So let me get my block. I have a couple of blocks over here. Let me do it this way. I haven't even used this one, I don't think. I don't believe I have. I am going to put it I just put it the wrong way. I say that to myself all the time. What are you doing? Hello? You know, sometimes I'm like that more than others, so that's okay. Okay, so let me get a good coverage on that. Because I don't know about you, but I do have a Wanderlust. I love to travel, and I am ready to do a little bit of traveling. In the summertime, when my hubby's out of school, that's when we're able to go, unless it's like Christmas break or something. So this one has a lot of area for ink. Ah, that looks perfect. Yay! They don't always come out that good, but that looks really good. Okay, so let me put this back up. And wait, this goes like this. Because if I don't, you know what happens. There it is. I lose it. Okay, so I don't have to put it in there. Okay, so let me cut these out. Let me cut these out. It looks like I'm going to do it this way, just so I can see where we are. I'm going to say 1 3/4. That looks good. I may do that one a little bit smaller. Let me put my ink up. Just because, you know, I can. And that way it's not so bulky. And then I'm going to bring that in right there. Yes, that's going to be nice. And I could put something, you know, to make it stand out. But I like kind of the rustic. I'm okay with this. So I'm going to make this one just a little bit smaller so that it ends up being 1 1/4. 1 1/4. Okay. And then that way they're different. They're not the same. So now the other thing I could do is I could round off the corners, and then that way they're not square. Huh, Bubba? We could do that. I may even just do like yeah, I think I might just do that. something a little different. And then this one, it has a little bit more space, so I probably could just do this rounded one. That way they're a little different. We don't want them to be the same. I want them to be a little bit different. Okay. So then, and I want to make sure that when I close it, so you're going to attach it like this, and then it's going to move, and it's going to be right behind there. I'm so excited. It's going to be perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to put this Wanderlust at the top, and then let the adventure begin at the bottom. Now this is smaller than this, so I don't know about that. I don't like that. I need it to be at least, what did we say this one was? This is 1 3/4. So I'm going to redo it. I'm going to redo it so that they're the same. I just have to have it the same. So let me get this back out. And I'll stamp it again, but that's okay. It won't take but just a second. And then I'm going to have to ink them too. So I usually do mine like this because I just feel like it gets a better coating on it. I'm going to come in a little bit just to give myself some room to. Yes, I'm pressing hard. Okay, that looks good. That looks dandy. Okay, got the extra ink off of that. Okay, so let's close this. And we're looking at 1 3/4, which is gonna cover. So let's see what this does. This is not gonna be even. So I'm gonna go to 2. And then I'll backtrack and see where I need to cut. I can do a little from each side. Now this doesn't matter. We'll cut just a little bit off of this. And it is a little wonky, but I'm going to go in between this and do just a hair off that side, and then bring it to 1 3/4. Okay. Now let's make sure that it fits right. Yes, it's gonna be just right. Okay, so we're gonna do this. So, and then I wanted this to be, I kind of like the rounded look. I'm not sure. No, I kind of like this look. It looks like a ticket. It kind of looks like a ticket, doesn't it? Maybe I should go a little deeper. No, we'll just do this. They're shooting at me. Okay. All right, that's strong. Okay. And then I'm going to ink them up. So I have this one, and then got me some vintage photo. Yeah, I like that. That way it just kind of has like a ticket look. And then they're not the same. So if you do yours, you can do anything. You could do a circle. You could put, you know, a border on the back, a different color to make it pop and stand out. I'm okay with this. I kind of like it. So I'm good with that. Let me get the little ink off. Okay. So we'll put Let the Adventure Begin and Wanderlust down at the bottom. And then all we're going to do is we're going to put glue on this one little spot right here. And we're not going to get it on anything else. I'm going to avoid that crease in the middle. And I'm going to just do right in the center. And you want enough to where it's going to adhere. And then you're just going to put it on right where that crease is, trying to get it in the center. Come down just a little bit. And then I'm going to lift it up just to see. Yep, it looks good. It's sitting good. And it's not sticking out. And I like that. See how, look how cute that is. And then when it opens, it's just going to cover that up. I just think it's cute. It's just going to be an added little element. And I love that. The unexpected. The unexpected. So you don't even want any glue to just, you know, seep over into either of those creases. Okay, so we're just, I apologize for the light. It looks like it's going to rain. And so I'm just making sure that it's on there right. Look how cute. That's going to be so fun. Okay, and there's our little hinges that are just going to go like this on that page. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to, what I wanted to do is I wanted to put a waterfall here with some paper so that I can write. Or, you know, and I don't know, I might put this in my shop just to see. Somebody might want to buy this from Texas. I don't know. But anyway, just to have some writing space. And so let me get my ruler out so that I can measure real quick. So here's what we have. We don't want to go past this, as this is where we're going to put our little brad in too. And so I'm looking at a little bit more than 3 because I'm coming over from the crease. And so I've got a little bit of room. So I don't want to go any more than that. So I need it to be 3. And I'm thinking I'll do square. So with a waterfall, and I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. So this is a waterfall. And I just have this as an example that I made, I don't know, a year or so ago. And so, but I really like it. And so, but we need to have some room to have our gusset. But that's what we're going to do. And so what I'm thinking is that I'll do 3 by 3. So I'll need to make them 3 by 3.5. So I can get a 1/2 inch gusset. And I just think that makes sense. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, here's the deal with that is, let me put my punch up real quick. Okay, be nice. Okay, so what I was thinking is I cannot use, I can't use cardstock. It's just too much. So, and I definitely can't use, you know, this craft paper. So I found some paper that I think matches really well. It's just a light, but it's not paper thin, but it's not so thick that it's gonna, you know, just make my journal or the page just boom. So I think I'm gonna use this. And so anyway, I found this, so I'm just gonna cut it up. And it's just something for me to write on, or whoever to write on, to flip up. And it's sturdy enough. I mean, it is. So I'm going to cut, let's see, this is 8.5. So I can get 2 3.5s from this length. So we're going to do 3 on here. So that's 2. And I'm thinking that we'll probably put, I don't know, it's quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We might be able to get 12 in. And so I'm going to just, so that's 2, 4, and then this will be 6. And it's only 2 pieces of paper, and I have some scraps, so we can do something with that. So we're only using 2 pieces of paper. I'm good with that. So let's do, we're going to cut them at 3. So cut your pages at, you know, your paper at 3 on the 11, because in that way you can get the 3.5, you can get 2 on that end. And you're going to have some scraps left over too. So the lighting is going to change because it looks like it was sunny, and then all of a sudden a rain cloud came, and, you know, like I say, we live in Texas. It could start hailing and then snow, and then it'll be 100 degrees. So we never know what's going to happen. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. Okay, so we're going to do 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. I've got to tell myself sometimes 3.5, 3.5. Okay, and then I love these little pieces to put in my scraps. Okay, so 3.5. This is a fun little project. I hope you go back. If you didn't see the first one, go back and look and see how to make the actual bones of the folio out of a file folder. I used a file folder that was 14 3/4 inch long, but you can use just a regular file folder. Mine was a legal size, but you can definitely just use a regular size file folder. And mine, they're going to look different if your tab is not in the middle. So if you have one that's like a left tab, just know that the front of yours is going to be different. Your tab part will be on the, you know, obviously on the top or the bottom. So just be mindful of that when you pick your file folder out. So that, and I like mine in the middle because then that way, when I put my closure, I feel like this is not even. When I put my closure on, it'll be in the middle. And then I can, you know, I can have it go all the way around the journal. Okay, so there's all that. We have all these little goodies we can keep and use for something else. So I'll put those aside. And now we have all of these. Let me make sure I cut them all the same size. Yes, I did. Okay, so now I'm going to have to get out my scoreboard. And I'm going to be very gentle in this. Okay, so this is 3. And then this is the 3.5. And so we're going to score on the 3 on 3 inches. Just so we're just going to, I don't like to be over here. So I just do it from the end. And I'm going to be gentle so that I don't really push too hard. Because like I say, this is just regular cardstock. So I need to be gentle with it. So you're just going to take all 12 of your pieces that you just cut. And you're going to score at the 3. On the 3.5, you're going to score on the 3. And depending on what you use, I didn't want to put a really big gusset in my folio. It's just for journaling. It is just going to be for, you know, jotting. What restaurant did we go eat at? Where, you know, who did we talk to? You know, those kinds of things. Who did we meet? Where did we stay? Whatever. So. And if I end up putting this on my Ko-fi shop, it'll be the same for whoever decides to buy it. You know, just a journal for you to, and I have to round the corners because I'm just weird. I love rounded corners, and so I'm going to do that. I just think it just polishes it. So let's do that. And you know I'm going to have to ink, so I may have to stop this so I can ink and not bore you. And I was going to use some cardstock, some scrapbook paper, and you know, and then it would have the white on the back. And I don't like this. I didn't like the stark white. And then this I don't have to do anything to because it's the exact same color as my journal. Bubba. Calm down. Sorry about that. I had to turn it off because Bubba saw a shadow. The mailman's already come, so I'm not sure what he would be barking at. The Amazon truck comes to our neighbor's house quite a bit, so He loves to, that's his entertainment for the day. He likes to bark at the mailman, bark at all the Amazon and anybody else that comes by. And I think he thought he saw something, but nobody was out there. So, anywho. Okay. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to not bore you, and I'm going to turn this off real quick. Pause it. And then I'm going to ink all of these, and then I will be right back. Okay. I went ahead and inked all of them. The only thing I didn't do, and I need to do this, is so that they don't all lay down. Well, I guess I could leave them straight. These are all straight, and they look okay. I guess I'll leave them like that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to start at the top. So I'm going to lay that down because we're working on this side. So we're going to start at the top, and I put the gusset in, and so we need to do what we can to keep it. I want to keep it centered between here and then giving myself a little bit of room down there. And do our best. I'm actually going to put something on top of here to keep it from moving because I have the camera. Make sure I'm on, yes. Okay, so, and I'm going to use Art if he's going to act right today. You'd think that if it's really warm here that it would, you know, be runnier than what it is. Okay, I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to come around. If you can see my head, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure. This is the most important thing, is getting it straight the first time. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it around so that that's what I should have done. Let me turn it around so that I can work from this end. And then that way, it's going to go like this. And all I'm going to do is butt them up. And then I'm going to lay this down to make sure that it is, you know, where it needs to be. Okay, so I like to work this way. You know, I don't, you may like it, you know, better the other way, but especially being on camera, it's difficult. So I have to have it closer to me so I can see. I think it's because I have the fan on. I think that's why the glue is. And so I just lightly put it down so that if I need to maneuver it, it looks like it's okay. It looks like it might need to come over just a hair. And we'll be able to get 12. And what I think I'll do is I'll put an attachment down here to like a belly band that'll lay over the whole thing with a magnet, and then that way it'll hold everything down. It will hold it all down, and we will be good to go. I think sometimes I try to be too precise with the glue, and it really doesn't matter. So you just want to lay it down, make sure that it's good, because once you get off, you're going to be off all the way down. And it looked like this one was a little. It's okay, but it looked like it's coming over here a little bit more, so I may have to straighten it up a little bit. Straighten it up. I'm gonna have to stick the pin in that sucker and see if what's wrong with it. Let me see. Looks good. Let me just press it. That looks good. we want our waterfall to lay nicely. So I think waterfalls are just so much fun. All kinds. I like these that are, you know, that are vertical. I like the horizontal ones. I'm doing horizontal in my the farm journal that I'm making, and I just love them. I think that it gives you so much real estate, and you know, it's just fun. It's an interactive, it's just fun. And then you could put tabs on them if you wanted. Let's see if he's going to act better. Yes, he is going to act a little bit better. And they don't really take a whole lot of time. See, that one is a little bit off, so I'm going to pull it over just a hair. There, perfect. Of course, you can see better than me, but I'm going by this right here. And this. I think it looks good. If it's not, scream at me, but I can't hear you, but let me know anyway. Hope you're having a fun, crafty day. Nope, I think I took it over just a little too much. And button it up there, much better, but it still is. Let me see. Okay, that's better. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I definitely want it to be okay. Why are you not? Why? Oh, just stuck myself with a pin. Oh, Art, why you got to do that to me? Did you hear the thunder? Yeah, it's gonna start raining, which I am very glad. I remember being a little girl and just, we had thunderstorms, like summer thunderstorms all the time. And I loved it. I just, you know, it would cool things off. It would water the plants. And that's for me. I love it to water the plants naturally. Although I do have a couple of water barrels that we collect water in, because we like to feed our plants. This one must be a little shorter, but we like to feed our flowers and our vegetables and everything rainwater. So we collect rainwater. You just can't trust the city water for your plants all the time. So if you can get it from Mother Nature, then by all means, it's free, right? I'm going to lay it like that and see if that doesn't help. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. It's looking good. But look how awesome that is. The color match is perfect. And then everything is just, you know, and so you can just jot down little things. It's just going to be awesome. And then when we get to the bottom, we'll put some magnets on here. Thank you, Art, for doing better. But we'll put some magnets on here with like a little belly band just to hold it all shut. Okay, coming along. It's coming along. Looks like we are going to get 12 in here. That's how many I cut. I probably could get more, but I don't really want it to be too bulky. But bulky enough. I mean, you know, why not? Chunky's good. I mean, that's what I tell myself anyway. Chunky is good. Okay, let's move that over just a hair. Okay, it's going right down straight. Looks good. Okay. I don't want it on top of my flat, but then it's going to be, I don't know, it's curving. I don't like it. Pull it up. Glue it down again. It's okay to do that. Yep, it's raining now. I love the rain. Love it, love it. Okay, let me see. I think I got it a little. There. Okay, let's see. That's it. Yes, that's better. I'd rather curve the other way than go in this way. Okay, our last one. How fun. Isn't this fun? I love it. I love making little fun interactive things like this. Okay. Okay. And you know what we could do is we could just put a strip. Now, I kind of like that. I kind of want to see that. I like it. Okay, so let me see what I have over here. What was left of my... so let's turn it this way. It's going to go like this. This is going to come down like this. But don't worry, that's going to all... I'm going to put something heavy on it tonight. We're going to have our closure with a wrap, and it's going to be fine. But see, if I would have used cardstock, that would have been a problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to use... I know I had... Oh, there it is. Let me see if this is going to be... No. That's not going to be big enough. I could cut it like this and just use a piece like that. But I don't believe I want to. So I think I'm going to use this. And it's almost right. Maybe I need just a little bit off. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to have to use my big chomper. Miss Bertha. Come on, Bertha. And I'm going to put this glue back in here. And yes, we are at 47 minutes, but guess what? It's okay. We're going to go over just a little bit today. It's a fun project. I hope you're crafting along with me, making one for yourself, and just having fun. Just having fun. Okay, so put that down. Sometimes this can be a little wonky too. But I think we're good. And if I need to cut some off, I can do so. You saw it raining, Bubba, and you don't like it? Huh? Okay, so what we're going to do here is, and we'll decorate this, and I'll have to ink it kind of like I did this. But I'm going to have it go here, and then I feel like that's just too much to have a gusset there. But I'm going to just cut it just a hair. I mean, just a hair. I just don't want it to be too much to deal with. So we're going to do here, and then I'll have it come up here to hold this down. That looks good. That looks good. So let me just, I just put a mark there, so I'm going to pull out my, yeah, the light kind of did change, didn't it? I know I put a mark there. Wait, I see it. I see it. It's right where my thumbnail is. Okay, it's right here. Right on 10. So that was perfect. Okay, so we are going to just fold that down. And that's going to be our gusset. So we're going to glue that down here, and then this is going to go like this. And then we're going to attach a magnet underneath there. And on the top one, you're not even going to see it. And I'm going to hold that there because I really want to get it centered. And it looks like it's pretty centered there. So I'm just going to hold that. Come on, art. I like to have a lot of glue on one of these belly band things. Hopefully it didn't put too much of a dent in there. I think that looks good. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, and we can strengthen this because this is not very, it's just your craft cardstock. So I'm going to say it's probably 65 pound. But I can put some more paper on here to strengthen this for sure. Not something like this. I'll probably put something heavier. Okay, so I can still ink it, and I'm going to do that. I can ink it while it's on here. I like ink, how ink looks when it's on craft cardstock. And then you know what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to punch the end of that just so it looks the same as the hinges. You know, it's just adds continuity to it. And I don't have to, you know, I'll put something on there. Actually, I could put a brad in there. But I don't want to bulk it up too much. But, okay, so let's do this. I like to just, can you tell I'm just going, I am just making it up as I go because that's how I craft. I'm like, I just start making something. I have a vision in my head and then I just go from there and just, you know, like, okay, well, what do I want to do next? And what do I want it to look like? And so it just is what it is, you know, and that's what you do. You just kind of go with the flow and just make it work, you know. So, and that's what we're doing. We are making it work. Okay, there. So we have that. And so we're going to put a magnet. Let me just work this through real quick. Get out my magnets. And I think I'm going to use some of my, and I don't know if I have any. I'm going to use my basic grays. This, I don't know if you ever buy these, but I love these magnets. They're already marked. They already have adhesive on them. And, you know, they have the plus and the minus sign. So they're expensive, but I like them. And I do have the other ones that I buy in bulk that you put your own adhesive on and stuff. And those are okay. I mean, I do like them. They're, you know, but the ones that are really strong are a little bulky. So, pardon me as I rip through this. Get out the little plastic doohickey. Okay, you put that in the recycle bin. And then we have this. Okay, so I want this to go here. So I want to hide my magnet back here. So I'm going to put that one on. I'm going to put this one on first. I'm going to put this one on first. So I'm going to take a magnet, and this is the easiest way to do it. And you get your magnet. You take the adhesive off. Let me push this down. It looks like it's not all the way adhered. Okay. You just get it up. Okay, and there's all the adhesive. And then, let's see. I'm going to get a visual here. I want to go below that because if I do it right on it, so I'm going to do it right below. So I'm going to say about right here. And then I want to make sure that I am in the center. Looks like I am. Okay. I don't know what that is. That's probably what I thought was. Okay, so there's that. So now that I have the magnet, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the plus magnet, the other side of it, and I'm going to stick it right there. Oh, okay, well that wasn't being nice. I did it the opposite way. Okay, so that's going to go there. Okay. So I need that to go here. Okay, so that is not going to work because I need a different magnet because I did it upside down. So let me see if this one's going to work. Yes, okay. I'm just using two negatives, but it's the same thing. It's just turned the opposite. Okay, so you can still kind of see that magnet. So I'm going to have to... Okay, that's fine. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take this backing off of the magnet where the sticky stuff is. Being gentle, and I'm going to attach it down here, and I'm actually going to turn it because there was more adhesive on the other side, and then I'm going to push this down and then grab it, and you can't see it, so that's a good thing. So I'm just going to, so see how it's holding that down now? And so then it's magnetizing. So now it has a magnet on it. And so when we put some paper or whatever on the back of that, I will cover that up. And you don't even really have to, but I mean, I'm going to. And then I will do the same thing for that, although you're not going to be able to see it to write. But I can put a card or something that says, you know, let's go on an adventure or something like that. It's all about the journey, you know, something on there. I'm just going to clean this off. Okay, so now we have two little cute elements. I'm really excited about that. So we have that done, and we have the hinges done. And then we're going to put a journal on the inside. And I'm just going to put that together real quick. I know that we're over, let's see. Yeah, we're at 58, and I'm okay with that. We can continue this, and but let me just show you what I have, and then that way you'll know. And I may just go ahead and put it in there. But I have my papers picked out. I really like this green. I thought it complemented the other green. So I have this paper I'm going to put in there, and then have this as a fold out because obviously it's too long. But I'm okay with that. I'll use it as a fold out. And then I have this, which I'm just going to, you know, fold in half. And then I have this one that's already folded in half. I like to have different stair step, different, you know, widths. And then I'm going to use some coffee dyed paper, which I think is really pretty. But it's 65 pound, so it's going to be pretty sturdy in there. And just give me a lot of writing space. But also it's going to give me an area that I can put maybe some short pockets with some tags in. I'm definitely going to have a couple of flip outs. So that is what we're doing. That's what we're going to do next time. We'll put the journal in. We'll start adding a few things. We'll put the closure in. And there's the back, but I still need to do a big tall tag to go in there. And I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. So thank you for popping in, hanging out with me. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fabulous day. And remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.